So in last video we have seen that what is the syllabus for this course. In this introduction to heat transfer, uh, we will see what is the basics of modes of heat transfer, how the heat transfer takes place, why is it important to study heat transfer. So what do we understand by heat? Heat is nothing but a form of energy. In day to day life, we observe that there are many energy transfer processes. Let us say there is some chemical substance. Due to some chemical reaction, there is a release of energy from that chemical substance, and that energy is heat. Maybe in some of the reaction you need external heat transfer to that chemical substance to for certain chemical reaction to take place. So this energy transfer is continuously going on in this nature. If you look around yourself, you will see many such phenomenon happening around you. But as far as this subject is concerned, we are more focused on heat transfer only. So as our personal experience with our body, what does it suggest? When I'm feeling very hot, what do? I generally go to open space so that I can get more air, or I sit under a fan which is having a higher speed of rotation. So as the speed of rotation of fan goes on increasing, what happens? My body starts to cool down and I feel that cooling effect. So virtually what am I doing? I am thermally managing the temperature of my body so that I should feel certain comfort. That's why I am thermally managing the temperature of my body. So whenever I look around, what is the basic fundamental principle of heat transfer? It is that heat transfer always takes place from hot body to the cold body, or higher temperature to the lower temperature. How do I correlate it with the thermodynamics that we have seen? In thermodynamics also there are different processes where we are studying heat transfer. But in heat transfer we are studying about its thermal management. In thermodynamics we are studying more about the cycles, or more about the heat and other forms of energy, how the heat and work is related, that kind of thing that we have seen in thermodynamics. If I am supplying certain amount of heat, how much work production should be there, how much is the thermal efficiency, etc., etc., those are covered under thermodynamics. So thermodynamics is basis to heat transfer. Now the question is that why should I study heat transfer, or what is the significance of heat transfer? If I look into many engineering applications, we see whether it's a power production, whether it's a aerospace engineering, whether it's a ventilation thing, or maybe in civil engineering, maybe it's a combustion or IC engine, maybe in many machineries which are high performing machineries and which are producing certain amount of heat. Heat dissipation is more. So in all these conditions, I need to maintain temperature of that process below certain value. If an engineer is not able to curtail the temperature rise in that process or in that equipment, it may lead to total failure of the process or that equipment. It may happen that the whole structure may get damaged. Okay, if there is no proper ventilation, what will happen? In case of buildings, people will start suffocating, and ultimately it will word of mouth will go out, and ultimately it will affect the business also of that particular builder. In case of boiler, if I am not able to curtail the temperature below certain value, what will happen? The metal will start melting down, and it will take down whole structure, which will it may lead to accidents, it may lead to loss of human life, the very precious human life. So it is very important to determine the heat transfer process, what is the temperature difference that I should maintain in that particular process, and it will affect the processes also. So for designing a cooling system in turbine, IC engine, in aerospace, in boilers, etc., etc., study of heat transfer is very very important. Whether it's a solar heat collector, again heat transfer takes place, but in case of solar heater, we are more concerned about radiation. Okay, how the radiation from sun is availed to produce more, or there should be proper transfer of energy from that solar energy to the steam energy. So these things we need to study. So knowledge of heat transfer is necessary in all branches of engineering. Number one reason is optimum design of the equipment, and operate that equipment should operate safely. Okay, now what are the modes of heat transfer? The modes, there are three basic modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. But when I am looking in practical situation, in practical engineering applications, I cannot segregate these three modes of heat transfer from each other, and in almost all the cases all these modes of heat transfer are all interrelated. There is not a separate conduction, there is not a separate convection, or there is not a separate radiation. All these processes are intermingled. So but 80% problem of this world, 70 to 80% of the problem are generally relates with the conduction and convection. 80 to 90% of problems in radiation is a very very niche field, wherein generally nobody takes radiation into consideration until and unless the temperature is beyond 300 degrees Celsius. 300 degrees Celsius. So radiation starts becoming significant as you go on increasing the temperature. If your temperature of any process is around 1000 degrees Celsius or maybe 1200 degrees Celsius, at that time radiation is more significant. Its contribution to the heat transfer becomes is of noticeable range. So in practical situation, the heat transfer takes place simultaneously. More than one mode of heat transfer is involved. Now what do I understand by conduction? The conduction is typically related with metals. So if anybody asks me a question, is there any conduction in liquid? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, there is a conduction in liquid, but the conductivity of the liquid is very very low, because of which conduction is not at all effective in case of liquid, or maybe in case of gas. The reason is that if the molecules are tightly knit together, like in case of metal, the molecules are very compact, and if one molecule starts vibrating, the another molecule from away from that molecule will start also vibrating. So as the phase of a metal goes on increasing, or any substance goes on increasing, the conductivity starts decreasing. So in gases, conductivity is very very low. Compared to that, in liquid, conductivity is little to the higher range, and in case of metal is above all of that. Okay, so that's why if anybody asks me that conduction takes place in liquid, yes, it is possible to transfer heat from one location to another location, provided that liquid is totally stable. If that liquid is completely stable, there is not at all a single movement of a molecule in that liquid, conduction will be a prominent heat transfer process in that liquid as well. But it happens rarely, almost none. So in conduction, let us say this is a metal bar. This is a metal bar. In this bar, if you start hitting this metal bar from one side, there is a gradual heat transfer from the one point of this metal bar to another point of this metal bar. So higher body temperature to lower body temperature, or higher temperature. So if I start hitting this metal bar using a candle, what will happen? There is a transfer of energy from this candle to this point of the metal bar. So the molecules over there starts vibrating. They start gaining the energy from this burner or maybe candle, and it will start vibrating. As it starts vibrating, it will transfer that energy to the surrounding molecules, and all the molecules will gradually start vibrating. So there is a transfer of energy from one molecule to another, but as this transfer takes place, there is a loss of energy, or there is a resistance to this flow as well. Heat transfer flow, this is called as thermal resistance. This is called as thermal resistance. There is a transfer of energy from molecule to molecule. So if one body is vibrating, let us say with the x amplitude molecule, so another molecule near to it will start vibrating with the 0.99 of x of that amplitude. So there is a loss of energy from molecule to molecule. So the temperature achieved at this point will be always higher than the temperature received at this point. Okay, so there is a transfer of heat from the higher temperature to the lower temperature, as this arrow suggests. So heat flows from molecules at higher temperature to molecules at lower temperature without appreciable displacement of molecule. Means what? That molecule will start vibrating in its own place. They will not go away from its own place. They will not physically transfer from one place to another, but just because of the vibration of energy, that heat energy is transferred. So this is conduction. Now what is convection? When a fluid flows over a hot solid body, and if there is a temperature difference between solid body and the fluid, heat will be transferred from solid body to the liquid. Now in this case, let us say this is the hot plate, okay, and there is a flow of a fluid over this hot plate. What will happen? Now if this cold fluid starts flowing over this hot plate, it will gradually pick up the heat as it flows over this hot plate. And so now with the same, there is a fluid flow from this point to this point, and heat will start picking up from this point to this point. Okay, so the temperature at this point will be lower and temperature at this point will be higher. So in convection, heat transfer by conduction near the surface. Now when this fluid is in touch or in contact with the hot plate, how the heat transfer takes place? There is a conduction. The layer of the fluid is in direct contact with the hot plate, because of which there is heat transfer from that hot plate to the first layer of the fluid which is sticking to that surface through conduction or the diffusion of energy. And then because of the momentum of the flow, the heat is getting carried away. So convection is nothing but addition of diffusion plus advection. Diffusion plus advection. So diffusion of energy is the typical feature of conduction, and advection is a typical feature of convection. So in convection, heat transfer by conduction near the surface, and there is a displacement of molecule in case of convection.